Doesn't this feel great? We're back in person with everybody.
$26,362.86.
If there's anything that says Crusade for Children, it's something like a lemonade stand.
$5,326.
Yeah!
Welcome to a special WHAS Crusade for Children edition of Moral Side of the News. I'm John Blim. What we call Crusade Weekend is an exciting culmination of selfless dedication by thousands of Kentuckiana residents, from children collecting at lemonade stands to payroll deduction plans to firefighters filling boots with bills and coins. The 2023 Crusade Weekend far surpassed what was collected 1 year ago. Take a look.
Stand in the light and be seen as we are.
Doesn't this feel great? We're back in person with everybody.
LaGrange Fire Department total 2023 Crusade, $26,362.86.
You know, your dad.
He was amazing, and when it came to the crusade, he was never going to miss it. He was going to give it everything he had.
If there's anything that says Crusade for Children, it's something like a lemonade stand.
$525.
It's our honor to donate this money in honor of my sweet mother, Frances L. Bruner, and the Bruner family, my dad, Benny Bruner.
And they're here to show you tonight what an awesome dance team we've got, the Boogie Down Crew.
Tell us how much has been raised.
$1,010.13.
Paul's written his own book, Paul's Crusade. It tells his history, his story. His story is that the crusade gave him braces.
$100,000 even.
$202,000.
$23,964.93. $886,289.89.
$4,300.
Real Fire Department is $151,646.42. That's amazing.
I'm ready. You ready? I'm ready. $5,326.
Yeah!
Lauren was my little brother. So we really enjoy doing it just to, keep going in his honor. $18,777.62.
Our total is
This year was extra special because we celebrated the 70th birthday of the WHAS Crusade for Children. On top of that, we were back in person after 3 years of COVID-related restrictions. As you heard, the tote board tallied more than $6.2 million, and tens of thousands of dollars have been added since then as donations continued to pour in. Among the many groups of dedicated firefighters who collect for the kids is Pleasure Ridge Park.
It's the best time of the year for me.
On the eve of Crusade,
Each year, y'all get better and better and better.
the race to fundraise is on over at PRP Fire's training center.
Everybody got buckets?
These volunteers know to earn donations, you gotta draft up a game plan.
Term strategy is so we'll grid it out with all the fire trucks.
The goal?
Our goal was $200,000. We're going to hopefully achieve that goal.
And that's on foot.
They'll cover all the streets, going door to door and collect monies, and we'll do that for a couple hours, and right about dusk time we'll be finished
That
up.
70 square mile mission takes dozens of volunteers. And of course, quite a few of these.
Did you get these? Oh, okay, we're good.
House by house, door by door.
Hi, would you like to donate to the Crusade for Children?
You're bound to find some first-timers.
Very first year.
And what do you think
Always
so
wanted
far?
to do. I love it. I love it.
Along with the long-timers, some of the Crusade's most loyal supporters.
I have lived here about 70 years.
81-year-old Deanna Mobley has been in Louisville nearly as long as the WHAS Crusade. She said she supported it since year one. That's right, she was 11 years old.
And I remember that.
Ask her why she donates year after year.
It's because it's going to the children over the years. Y'all have just grown and grown till it got bigger and bigger.
Mobley isn't the only one with a decades-long connection to Crusade.
Yes, it's my 30th year.
Meet PRP District Chief Major Joe Elder.
It was overwhelmingly, I even tear up now talking about it, whatever else, so I felt like I needed to give back, and as long as I can walk and I'm able to be with the fire department and talk and breathe, I'm going to donate.
Elders Chief Joey Bowman shares a similar experience.
So I've had that long relationship with the Crusade for Children.
One passed down over generations.
So my dad retired, Joe Bowman, 2018, and I took that over from him. You know, he passed that torch to me.
Things that stand out the most is probably the little kids when they see the trucks and they talk and they give you the nickels and the dimes and the pennies.
Look beyond the coins, the dollars, really any amount.
It's so special because, one, the community.
You'll see the true meaning of the crusade and its impact over 70 years.
One of a kind, and you know for a fact it's 100% for the kids.
Is priceless.
We talk about Crusade Weekend, but 100% of your donations are at work year-round. The WHAS Crusade for Children is quietly and steadily meeting the needs of children across Kentucky and southern Indiana, including kids at Englishton Park Summer Camp.
The camp, there's a lot of great stuff around here. The woods, the lakes, the swimming, the counselors, friends.
Never eat soggy waffles! Just remember, look at those tags, keep working on those 2 goals.
I really like it here.
My first year here, I just fell in love with the kids.
They're cute little kids who sure do need a positive place.
I think it's great. It's a lot of fun.
All right.
Here we go. I'm ready. Who's it?
My name's Thomas Barnett, and I, along with my wife Lisa, am the co-director of the Englishton Park Summer Camp. This is my 36th summer here at Englishton Park, and it's the 38th summer for Lisa.
My name is Nas Tencher, and I am spending the week at Englishton Park.
Over here, Cordesia, what is the person that you drew?
My name's Cordesia Tencher.
Oh man, that's fantastic. Look at that.
This is my first time at Englishton Park.
Okay, so it's that time of day where I announce our cabins table guests. My name's Mackenzie Green, and I am the resident director at Englishton Park Summer Camp.
Good job. Awesome job following those directions.
Englishton Park is a place that serves children aged 8 to 12. And we serve kids who come to us with a variety of backgrounds, but primarily kids who have had difficulties, challenges in home and school or both.
Way to follow directions, Bryson and Nas. Most of them sometimes struggle in school, maybe not academically, but oftentimes socially. We all good over here? Good. Every kid is kind of here working on 2 things. And it's kind of my job to kind of help them build an environment where they can succeed in working on those 2 goals.
Cordesia Tencher!
This week I'm working on my goals to be a good friend and to focus.
Do you have any techniques that you do?
For what? When I get nervous?
Yeah, when you get really nervous.
This is my 2nd year.
Remember you broke that bat there were a couple other times.
Yeah, Nas is a returner.
What do you do?
Just do cheers.
And now he's back for a 2nd year to keep working harder too, so. And he brought his sister along for her 1st year.
Well, it's great. Everything's great around here. There's nothing bad here.
Come on up here.
I love them because they treat me nice and they actually take care of me a little bit.
Sometimes at school, I get bullied a lot. I feel good here. I don't feel like people will bully me or make fun of me or don't like me.
That's why I love the program, because at its core, it's based off of positivity and positive praise. Oh, maybe we could put it together. I really like how we pair that physical and verbal praise together to just show them how great they really are.
Oh, that's actually so cute. What? That looks just like me.
Our job is to provide them a safe place to practice new behaviors where they can have fun, where they can learn.
Well, I like school, so we get to do schoolwork and tutoring here, which is a lot of fun.
Our tutoring program takes place like almost everything else we do in our camp setting. It's out in the natural environment.
Math. I love math.
The WHAS Crusade for Children has been so impactful to our core mission of what we do. Those dollars that have generously given to us and granted to us have been used to support our tutoring program, so it's really raised the bar on what we've been able to accomplish with children.
If the people at home hadn't helped help us have this money and stuff, the camp wouldn't be what it is today, and it wouldn't be as much fun, and kids wouldn't be able to learn as much, so I really appreciate them helping.
Awesome job, Bryson.
Those dollars matter. Those dollars make a difference, and if it comes our direction, it's changing lives.
Nas Tencher! Nice job, my man. Congratulations.
That camp is one of more than 200 agencies, schools, and hospitals that received grants this past year from the WHAS Crusade for Children. Here's another example, the Renshaw Early Childhood Development Center in Bowling Green.
This is a very special school. There are kids of all walks of life and all different abilities.
You do it, you can do it. We want to challenge and support these children every minute they're here. So we have children who are very gifted. We have children who need supports just to communicate. It's our goal that we provide what they need while they're here. My name is Beth Schaefer. I am the director of the Renshaw Early Childhood Center at Western Kentucky University. We serve children who have a diagnosis of communication delay. We have several children with a diagnosis of autism. We've had cerebral palsy. We have children with medical needs. Our goal is to prepare all these children for school success.
I'm just really thankful for this little school. Miss Beth and her team have seen it all, and she's going to get you started on having a wonderful journey with your kid. I've got two. Davis, who's 5, gets to come twice a week, and Lucy comes once every Thursday morning. But Davis especially, he's been diagnosed with sensory processing disorder. It means that he's got different coping skills and different behaviors than most kids. They have so many tools that they're giving him and giving us to make him want to come here. Lucy, since coming here, her social skills and her ability to play with others has really just skyrocketed.
Yay! We could not do what we do for children without the generosity of the Crusade. There's 3 trained teachers in the classroom, 3 certified teachers whose specialty is working with children with disabilities.
You can wave to them.
Crusade allows us to provide that very individualized support for each child. Also, we have parents whose children need to be here, but they can't afford the tuition. And so the Crusade also pays for tuition for those families who need support for their child to be able to attend.
Knowing that the Crusade for Children and all the people that have given money for that is going straight to these people is really humbling. To know that they're making a difference in my family, I'm really thankful.
We are so blessed that the Crusade looks deeply into our program, sees the benefits that we're providing children and families, sees the difference that we're making in the future. Those few dollars that you put in or somebody else puts in makes a big difference for these kids, and that's what it's all about.
We are indebted to the men and women who decide where Crusade dollars are spent. From the very start, 70 years ago, the advisory panel has volunteered their time to make sure your donations are invested wisely. They hold hours and hours of grant hearings in March, and then hope we raise loads of money in June so they can award it in September. It's worked that way since 1954. Father Joe Graffis with the Archdiocese of Louisville is chair of the panel. Father Joe, this is a long and careful process.
Well, it certainly is, and actually we do February and March. It takes about 11 weeks for us to go through read through all the grant requests, 230 or 220 plus, read them, and then we interview each of the groups by Zoom the last 4 years throughout the state, both Indiana and Kentucky, learning from them firsthand what they do. Then we try to make a decision in those hearings, and hopefully our amount is close to the tote board, always under, so we can put some money in later. But it's incredible the width from Hopkinsville to Covington, through Terre Haute, Indiana, all the way to London, Kentucky. We cover all these areas in incredible work that's being done within our states.
Thank you for those kind words. Reverend Jason Crosby is the chaplain at Center College, and Reverend Silas McLean is with Disciples of Christ. I have a question the same question for both of you. Can you share a story of how it feels to listen to those asking for crusade funding? Jason.
Well, believe it or not, there's some pressure upon us. We recognize the significance and importance of making sure that we are good stewards of the money that is given to the crusade. And we want to make sure that we are doing our best to ensure that the money that goes out the door is going to have the greatest impact possible. So we feel a little bit of heat as we are doing this work, as we should, because it is so important and significant. One other thing I'd say, in addition to feeling some pressure, there's a lot of inspiration. We have the honor and the privilege to get acquainted with the individuals that are running agencies, that are therapists, that are teachers, that are directors of these organizations that are doing incredible work on behalf of children, and to see their passion and commitment to the work that they do for children is truly inspiring.
Thank you, Jason. Sally, a story from you.
Well, what I want to say is it's such a humbling experience to listen to all the grants and to see how hard the people with the agencies work to try and give us a picture and to relate to us the story of what they're doing to help children and to make their lives so productive. It is truly an honor to be a part of the Crusade for Children. And if you think it's tough to watch the miracle dancers, just listen to all these different grants and you will understand truly how committed these people are in helping our special needs children.
Thank you, Sally. I have two more panelists now, Rabbi Emerita Galia Rooks the Temple and Reverend Dr. Kylan Gray, Louisville Presbyterian Theological Seminary. Question for you. What would you say to the donors out there tonight?
Oh, the donors out there tonight, and even if you're not out there tonight, but you're donating, all our donors, thank you so much, and thank God for you. Because of what you do, all the money that goes to the fire station houses, or they're in the boots, or mailing in your checks, PayPal, I'm not old, Venmo, and all the rest of that. We are still the largest, most successful, most amazing private, non-professional telethon in the country, 70 years strong, $200 million, and it makes such a difference. And I think, every single county in Kentucky and southern Indiana, all the way up to Indianapolis, you make the difference. You have no idea how much of a difference it is. And that's, if I get to say anything, it's give more. No, it's thank you.
Thank you, Galia, very much. Well said. Kylan Gray, thoughts on what would you say to people tonight?
Well, I would just say and echo what has been said prior, in addition to the fact that those of you that give are part of a community-wide team. And that team is made up of people who are caring for those who are being benefited by the funds that are raised, our first responders who are all over the area who are doing an awesome job with just taking the smallest amount of gifts, and all of those that are doing great fundraisers to raise a large amount of gifts. The gifts amount doesn't matter. You have done it, you've made the difference, and it gives us the privilege of hearing the wonderful stories and the wonderful things that these agencies are doing so that we can share good things in gifting the grants that we do. So thank you for what you've done.
Thank you, Kylan. I have a couple more panelists on the panel of Moral Side of the News and the advisory panel for the Crusade. Dr. John Slider, Breckenridge Chapel Free Methodist, and Reverend David Harkorow from South Point Church. Question for you both. How would you describe the Crusade legacy and what it says about our community?
Well, John, we know the immediate effects, the children, the families, the agencies, even the benefits that the volunteers and workers get. But I think I wouldn't even say a secondary benefit, but a broader benefit is how it knits together, the Crusade knits together not only the city of Louisville as a community, but the state of Kentucky, southern Indiana, the regional community. If the Crusade can bring a diverse group like this here together and unify us in one effort, it certainly does the same with this community.
Excellently said. David, same question to you. Your thoughts?
Yeah, John, I think one of the true measures of any community is how it treats its children and its vulnerable. And we see that come together here in a beautiful way. And the $200 million mark that we've talked about over the past 70 years just tells the story of our community coming together to care for these kids. And it's beautiful to be a part of. Just again, thank you to everyone out there giving, driving the goal forward this year. Thanks, John.
Thank you, David. I have a couple of bonus members, Lynn, on the end here. Dr. Charles Burton, Dr. Marion Taylor, who just left our board, so thank you both for attending tonight and being a part of this special gathering. But that's it, Terry. You can remember and you can hear Moral Side of the News and hear these panelists talk and even argue a little bit, but they're still friends when it's all over with. Sunday mornings at 5:30 on WHAS 11, Sunday night at 8:30 on 840 WHAS Radio, and all Sunday morning on the iHeart family radio stations across Kentuckiana. A time-honored crusade tradition. The Crusade Endowment ensures 100% of your donations go to help children with special needs. Here's Brian's legacy.
Brian was quiet, but he liked people, he helped people. You could always count on Brian to be there to help you.
He was a special individual. If he saw a need and he could fulfill it, he did. He was like the quiet friend that you always needed.
Brian passed away in January of 2022, very suddenly. It was unexpected. He, all of a sudden was gone from our lives and has left a real gap.
Hello, I'm Barbara Lindsay. I was Brian Lindsay's sister-in-law.
I'm Jim Holmberg, and I was Brian's first cousin, and he really was much more like a brother and a best friend to me.
Well, I knew the Lindsays since I was 14, and actually I babysat Brian. In these later years, we would go to the movies together. The last movie we saw was Christmas, right before he died. And when he said goodbye to me, he kissed me on the cheek. And he had never done that before. And that's a moment I will always remember.
My son Aaron is his godson. Aunt Margie, Brian's mom, was his godmother. And so when I asked both Brian and Aunt Margie if they would be his godparents, they didn't hesitate for a moment. Brian was a huge U of L fan.
Oh my God.
Aaron and Brian would go to the Final Four, they'd go to bowl games, they'd do all this and that, and so Brian and Aaron were very tight.
My son would go to games with Brian too, and they went to New York and they went to a lot of places. He was so special.
Brian's had a lifelong love of dogs.
You never saw Brian without a dog.
After Brian passed, we wanted to do something in his memory and helping to establish a legacy in Brian Lindsay's name. Barbara and myself and his 5 other beneficiaries, we have established an endowment here at the Crusade for Children to help at-needs children with service animals. When we tried to think of a way to really memorialize Brian and make sure his memory lived on, we knew the Crusade very well. We knew their just stellar reputation. The Crusade just right away rose to the top of the list. This is something that is important and is a real need to try to make sure kids that have these special needs will have an opportunity to get a service animal that will help them.
For us to be able to do this service in Brian's name, because he was so special, and the help that the dogs give will be so special. So it was a great way to remember him.
Giving to the Crusade is always in season, and there are many ways to make it happen, from traditional check writing sent to our office at 520 West Chestnut Street, Louisville, Kentucky 40202, to paying by PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, Apple Pay, or you can scan the QR code on your screen. As always, you can donate securely online at WHAScrusade.org.
Doctors don't know exactly how it happened, but as far as we know, yes, he was born with it.
All right, we're headed into the hallway.
We kind of noticed in the hospital that he had like a little redness around his eye. They said it was probably just stress from childbirth. And then of course, when we were at home, we were tracking his milestones and noticed that there was a little clouding in where his pupil would be at. He has a visual impairment, PHPV, that's persistent hyperplastic primary vitreous, which means he's legally blind.
Good morning, Zymir. How are you today?
My name is Erica Rogers. My son Zymir, he's a student here at VIPS. Without VIPS, I mean, we probably have been lost.
All right, Visually Impaired Preschool Services serves children birth to 5 all across Kentucky and Indiana.
They've got lines down there.
To help the children and their families develop independence, develop the advocacy skills they need to be able to speak up for themselves.
6, good.
My name is Stacey Maynard, and one of my jobs here at VIP,
We look left and right,
is to teach one of our preschool classes.
You want to turn the page for me?
So this is a very rewarding job and a very fun job.
I love the staff here.
Hi, Zymir. Zymir is a sweetheart.
Do you need a hug?
He's done a wonderful job.
Z-Y-H-M-I-R.
Right now, I'm just trying to get him kind of acclimated to the Braille writer. Sometimes he'll spend some time pushing the keys himself, which we call scribbling. It's be the equivalent of a child who's learning to write, kind of scribbling on their paper.
Go play music. You ready? We'll say, music, please.
One of his favorite things to do during our free time is anything musical.
I knew you'd like to have this back.
We are working on having him explore the Braille that we are reading with him. Good morning to Brooks, how do you do? The donations provided by the Crusade for Children are essential to us being able to provide the types of services that we do.
Good morning, Zymir.
A lot of times they go toward the teacher salaries. It's also used, to get various equipment that we need. Can you tell your friends good morning?
Good morning, friends.
Wonderful job.
Well, if it wasn't for the Crusade for Children, then VIPS wouldn't be able to provide resources for children like Zymir.
I am personally grateful for the Crusade, not only for VIPS, but just for all the things that I see them do for children.
If anybody is wondering if they should donate or if their donations count,
I want you to see if you can trace all the way around the worm.
I would say yes. I would say donate. I would say your donations change lives, and we are forever grateful for VIPS and the Crusade for Children.
I'm gonna let my light shine all around.
The WHAS Crusade for Children is the gift that keeps on giving and living on in the children who need us most. Thank you for your continued support. Moral Side of the News returns again next week. For the WHAS Crusade for Children, I'm John Blim.